So this circuit wires the dining room and then an outlet and then the outdoor stuff. So these two switches and then everything that's outside, which is not much. There are no outlets yet. I'm going to fix that. So what we're looking at, this is one of the culprits probably. So I would guess, I'm not going to touch it because it's just been raining. So it's been happening when it rains. And so this is probably not very good inside and water gets down in there. This, and I'm not going to touch it, but this is a wire that runs in the air from the house. I actually hear it. There's two obvious points of issue out here with the circuit. And so I'm going to replace its mount here and add some conduit, not only to seal it against the house, but also to bring down and add an outdoor outlet, which this old house did not have. That may be pretty typical of an outdoor box. You can get spider webs. Spiders live there. It's a great place for a spider, right by the light. I think we're going to be on a weather delay here. I mean, I could work in the rain. I'll wait till it stops. I will not do electric work without a non-contact tester like this one. While I did know that the circuit was off, I'm not willing to touch it until I have run this on it. And then usually I will go test it on something I know is hot, just to make sure that we know what's going on. So yes, there is moisture in here, so that's bad. So hopefully once I reset this up, there will be no moisture getting inside the box, as well as I will have better connections made here than what currently exists. Not surprised, no wire nuts. Par for the course with the old house. What year were wire nuts invented anyway? So here's what you got holding this in. They are looped instead of twisted, so that's worth something, I guess. But so the old wires in this house all look like this. And in most places I've been able to replace them, but there are some places where it's just not worth it. And I don't know it's gonna be worth it here to pull new wiring in here. So I'm going to try to preserve these and just reconnect this light after I put some new things on here to make this a better box. All right, since we're on a rain delay, I'm going to put this box over this that I plan to use down the road. I'll put a little of this ceiling putty in here, try to keep it dry in the meantime. Now the plan is to come back later today or tomorrow and do this, but you know how plans and projects are. So we will make sure that this is going to stand the test of time and just stick it back on here. All right, so here at the base, what we've created is an actual outlet outside. Again, I mentioned earlier in the video, but an old house here had no outside electric outlets. And so that can be a bit of a pain trying to figure that out. You need electricity outside. We do have weird electricity in the garage, as I've shown you, but it's really not helpful, nor is it safe. And this is part one of a project to fix all these things. So I think this box is going to have everything I need to make this work. Maybe I need to take the hinge off. So this is an in-use box. And the neat thing about it is you can set it up to either pop up or to open this way. I'm going to set it to pop up because, again, I'm afraid if we open it this way, that it would stay open. So we want it to close automatically. But with the lid off there, now I can more easily work with it. So you have the outlet I'm putting in, and you see that the box comes ready to pin itself in, and then it has an adapter here for this size outlet. So I'm going to see if I can slide it in there. I'm not going to try to hold the camera while I do it, but I'll show you in after. So there you go. I'd take these screws back out before I put this piece in, and now I can tighten these screws down. And what this box provides is a seal around the edges so that no moisture is going to get in here, and it's going to close from the top, so it'll be a nice secure outdoor box. All right, so with those screws tightened down, then again, it's an in-use box, so I guess with an extension cord it doesn't work quite as well. But so I've used push connectors for wiring like this for many years now, but this is my first project using the Wago push connectors, and they are very superior, I will say that. I knew that they were out there, I just hadn't done a lot of electric lately, and so I picked some up and really like the way that they connect. They feel very secure, and they even made a project up on a ladder like this easier to make the connection. All right, testing it out, except it's not very straight. We'll work on that. Come down here, put the tester in. It's too bright out here to see, but we're good. So it is still looking a little crooked. I have almost lost the little, there are these little ball things that screw on here. And I've almost lost them at each stage. And now it's time to put them back on. And this is not going to be easy, because if I drop them, I did put a dish pan down below, but the odds of the dish pan catching said balls will, you know how that goes. The odds are against it, let's say. All right, so they're tiny. They're, you know, light fixture kind of stuff. So I don't know how old this is. The house itself is going on 90 years old. It's hard, I can't judge as to whether this was an original fixture at the back. It very well could have been. So it's kind of neat to restore stuff like this and keep using it. Actually, let's go back to the wires for this light fixture. The wires for this light fixture would probably say that it's not 90 years old. They weren't nice wires, but they also weren't as bad as they could have been. Doing this one blind. Can you see it? Can you help me? Am I on it? It's like one of those Adam Rose videos where he's trying to plug something in behind the couch. The outlet keeps moving around, or there's a hand back there that keeps getting in the way. All right, part one of the circuit rewiring is done, so I'm happy about that. There's a lot more to go. Probably what I'll do next in this video series, though, is I've wanted a smart switch for the back door to control the lights back here. And so I think I will do that next, because I also need to go into the outlet here. And then what I'm going to run to the garage probably needs to be a whole new circuit. So this costs more than I thought it would. The conduit, the pieces, what I had to do, you know, a lot of times rewiring can be a really cheap project, but things like the cover, the in-use cover out here, I'll list these in the description, their cost, and you can do the math if you're looking at a similar project. It wasn't super expensive, but it was more than I had thought it would be. Isn't every project though. As I finish this one up, I'll list these below, things that you need tool-wise and supply-wise. There's no way I'll list everything, but I'll list the main things to think about and consider. So I hope this was helpful. If you're working on a project, thanks for watching. Phone batteries are like 15%. Now I'm videoing right now on my phone, and the reason it's at 15% is I'm also doing a test of a solar panel. So it's up on top. That's all I'm charging my phone with all week. It's an experiment. I don't know if it'll work, but stick around and watch for that video.